Normally there's one.
Okay, good morning everyone. 大家早. My name is Michael. I am going to be your food tour guide today. In this episode, continuing on our Taiwanese breakfast series. It's okay, guys. You guys can eat and be in in our continuation of the Taiwanese breakfast series. I am outside of Today Starts Here, a Taiwanese breakfast pop-up by the owners of Pine and Crane and Joy. Thanks.
Did you go?
And it's pretty cool that it's here in Chinatown because most Taiwanese breakfast is in San Gabriel Valley, and so I love that the owners of Pine and Crane have made Taiwanese food and Taiwanese breakfast a little bit more accessible to those who live on this side of town. And this is here because that's east. But okay, so we've gone through several episodes now, and I think the viewers, you guys should already know or have a good idea of all the basics or all the foundational Taiwanese breakfast items. But there's several at Today Starts Here that you may not be able to find in San Gabriel Valley at some of the more traditional places. Of course, the traditional items and authentic items are here at Today Starts Here, but there's some other cool stuff too. So, of course, Taiwanese breakfast is centered around soy milk, and one of the coolest things that they have at Today Starts Here is black sesame soy milk. And I should have thought about this sooner earlier, but I don't know if I can show this to you guys. Thank you. All right, so friends around and eating at the same time, which is how breakfast should be, right? It's totally fine. I've got a hot one. This is a cold one, and this is our Today Starts Here's black sesame soy milk. So we've got hot, we've got cold, and different levels of sweetness, which is really cool that they do. Thank you, Sarah. And now everyone's just looking at me. That's great. Okay.
Is it good?
It is good. It is good. This is at a less sweetened level. There's a little bit of black sesame in there too. I think the color is a little daunting for those that may not be super familiar with how black sesame looks once it's grounded. It literally looks like gray, like swamp water, but it's actually really fragrant and really cool to have little specks of black dots floating around your soy milk. Okay, other cool things as everyone takes pictures of me doing this. Fantastic, thank you guys. Is a Taiwanese breakfast sandwich. So, Taiwanese breakfast has so many diverse different dishes. It includes a lot of Western influences too, like sandwiches and even Taiwanese hamburgers. So, we've got over here.
What kind of bread is that?
What kind of bread? It's just all American white bread.
Yum. Is it like the Japanese milk bread?
Is it like Japanese milk bread? It's white, which is also Japanese milk bread color. But I would say this is not as soft as Japanese milk bread. This is like literally American toast bread.
Wonder bread.
A little bit thicker and heartier than a Wonder bread, but a pretty basic white bread with, all right, here's the layers. Things about a Taiwanese breakfast sandwich. They're always more than just 2 slices of bread with stuff in the middle. There's always at least 3 layers. Some of the bakeries around San Gabriel Valley have Taiwanese breakfast sandwiches that are 4 layers, which is pretty cool. But inside here, there is, flying lettuce is inside here. Rou song, which is pork floss or a dry type of shredded pork. There's a little bit of cucumber. We see some all-American cheese. Maybe egg over, what is that? Over medium, maybe? Kind of hard. Lettuce and bread and mayo. But kind of typical breakfast sandwich that, Sophia, maybe you had at May or May when you were living
morning.
like every morning in Taiwan. And you would say that you love it because you had it every morning. All right.
And no crust.
And oh yes, what a really, really great tidbit. Taiwanese breakfast sandwiches never have crust. It's like
Why is that?
It's like a natural uncrustable. Why is that? That's also a good question, but I don't know the answer to that one. Look.
Is it good?
As I'm chewing this,
Watch out for the lettuce.
our falling lettuce. Okay. I would say people who are unfamiliar with this might say that it seems very basic, especially for the morning. But the cool part of this is that American cheese doesn't need to be melted to have that like gooey, strangely velvety texture. It goes very well with this over medium well egg. And the texture from the crispy lettuce and the rosong. You know what? We're just gonna say that the rosong is like a good bacon substitute. I think that's what that's gonna be for now. Right, but this is good.
Is it sweet or salty?
Is it sweet or salty?
The rosong.
Both, maybe. Yeah, mostly salty, savory, umami, but there's like a little bit of sweet, natural sweetness from the pork. I'm chewing and eating on camera. It's fantastic. Okay. My very good friend Tiffany, we go way back to the days of college. Surprise. Also has a very cool Taiwanese breakfast item called fantuan. But what's so cool? Hello!
Beautiful
What's so cool about her fantuan is that it is
Purple.
made from purple rice.
Zara should show her white rice one.
Oh, this is actually great. Okay. We've got
I accidentally ate all the time.
Zara's got traditional Taiwanese fantuan with white rice, and then let's show the corn.
Yeah.
Let's show. Oh. What's the corn? Can you guys both tilt the fantuans toward the camera so we can see the center, please? All right, so
Very self-conscious of
so
myself.
inside of each fantuan, there is youtiao, right, which is Chinese Taiwanese donut churro. We've got egg, it looks like, right? Is that?
Yeah, there's a full egg.
There's
in
a
there.
full egg inside.
Super savory too.
Super savory. What else is in there? There's suan cai, right?
Yeah.
The pickled mustard greens.
She has rosong in hers, but I don't.
Oh, okay. So kind of cool to change it up. Rosong in this one, no rosong in the purple rice one. Here, let's do a little. This
I
shot.
think they can make it. Oh my god.
Flying.
They can make it vegetarian or
eggs.
vegan. Here.
You can be vegetarian or vegan. At some of the more traditional places in San Gabriel Valley, you can even have sweet fantuan as well. So
Yeah.
thank you, ladies, for showing off your fantuans.
You're welcome.
All right.
Ones.
Yes, the fantuans.
models.
The other two cool things that I haven't been able to find as often in San Gabriel Valley is mantou, which you guys will have seen in our JJ Bakery episode. The traditional one is white and steamed, but this one is grilled, which is super cool. This is the nice crunchy texture, and it has accompaniments of condensed milk.
Yay.
You guys want to say it all at the same time? One, two, three.
What?
Wow, that timing's really off. Okay,
Condensed
that's
milk.
okay.
Mantou.
Mandarin.
Mantou.
Oh, this? That's okay. Yes, good question. What do you? This is mantou, and mantou, way back in the day, used to be a filled dumpling. Today we know it as unfilled bread, but way back in the day, it used to be a filled dumpling in the northern parts of Asia, and from there it traveled to all different places around the world. Which is, this is the original version of this is how Koreans get their word for dumpling, which is mandu, right? This is mantou, and Armenians and certain parts of the Middle East, their versions of dumplings are called manti. And that has stemmed from the original classic version of a mantou.
Learning so much right now.
Ah, it is the breakfast learning hour. But it's mantou grilled, lovely texture. Here's our condensed milk that we are
let us know how it is.
Not going to
Drizzle.
Drizzle.
Oh, yeah.
A
Oh,
little too much.
never too much.
Yum, that crisp.
Oh yeah, that sounds crispy. Golden, flaky,
When you hear the crisp,
nice bounce in the middle, fluffy.
You want to come in for the commentary, please?
No, it just looks delicious over here.
It's great. It's soft, bouncy. Bouncy is the right word. Bouncy in the middle. I love that toasty, crusty exterior, just like breakfast toast. Except it's more toasty because it's grilled, and there's little specks of salt on the outside for that extra saltiness. I would say, if you like sweet, that combination of sweet and salty, this is definitely the way to go. Krispy Kreme glazed donut substitute. Alright, wrong thing to say. Alright, one more thing that is pretty cool is something called a leek pie or a chive box, which you guys saw in our Yonghe Doujiang episode. But what's super cool about this one is that it's round. It's not a box. Unless boxes can be round. Not generally. Okay, but this is the totally okay. Things like this happen. Napkins? Napkins. Use the boxes.
Show must go on.
Are there any in that
The
bag?
show must go on.
Here.
Got it.
Open. Yeah. This is what happens
During breakfast.
during breakfast
Children
when you only
spill.
do one. Children still? Your husband?
Children spill. Sorry.
This is a
This is fine.
leek pie or a chive box in Mandarin called 韭菜盒子, except that it's not a 盒子 right now.
Oh, it's literally supposed to be a box?
盒子,
Mine's usually a half moon.
Yeah, half moon.
half moon,
Yeah, that's how my grandma makes it.
semicircular 盒子.
Think so?
Yeah, I have some in my fridge.
Oh,
Oh.
this one's good.
The chivier it is, the better.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
thank you.
Sorry.
Did we mention that the service here is fantastic?
Thank you.
Flattered.
Would you like to come on camera and say hi?
Sure, I guess.
In the middle of us talking about leek pie chive box. All right. What's your name, by the way?
My name's Miles.
Miles, very cool name. And how long have you been here at Today Starts Here?
Today Starts Here. We've been here since October,
Okay.
and yeah, it's been good.
Having fun?
Yeah, loving
Popular.
It. Yeah,
Really popular.
Line out the door.
yeah.
Yeah. Thursday through Sunday, right?
Correct.
And just to pop up, any plans to continue?
Yeah. So actually, the pop-up will be closing soon.
No!
Everything's gonna continue at a new concept, so stay tuned. Tune into are you guys familiar with Pine and Crane and Joy?
Yes.
So yeah, check on Instagram for any updates on how that's gonna go. So
Nice.
yeah, we appreciate the
Insider
support. We're really
info.
thankful. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm really bad at this. Yeah, so yeah.
Perfect. All right.
Cool.
Thank
I'm gonna
you.
make sure to give you some info when I
Sure.
finish
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Miles.
Thank you.
You made that
Back to leek pie chive box. Actually, this is why we don't do second takes. All right, continuing with take one. We focus on this. All right, the inside of this
Oh, they're gonna be cake.
leek pie chive box is 韭菜, which is a hybrid chive leek, hard to translate Chinese vegetable. Also inside, scrambled eggs, vermicelli. Looks like there might be some mushroom, maybe. Let me confirm.
I like that it's perfectly toasted on both sides.
Perfectly toasted on both sides. Different textures on both sides. And the more that I spin this, the more the leek is starting to pop out the bottom. But this is very cool. All right, what else have we not talked about? Some more traditional and authentic items right here. This is part of the combo at Today Starts Here. Our 萝卜糕, which is 萝卜 is a daikon, which all different types of Asians call it, translate it into English differently, which is very interesting. Taiwanese people call it daikon. Cantonese, Hong Kong people call it turnip. Mainland Chinese people call it radish, and Singapore people call it carrot. But it's all lobo. It's all the same thing. Because it's lobo. A hu lobo is a carrot, and lobo is a
Because I was eating it in Singapore and I was just like,
not carrot, right? I know. There are no carrots in carrot cake, but this is daikon. And of course, this is very good. The Taiwanese flavoring of lobo gao is very distinct because the base of it is fried shallot, whereas a Hong Kong dim sum lobo gao may use more Chinese sausage as the base flavoring or dried shrimp. So this comes with, as you guys already know, Taiwanese garlic soy paste. Also, something super Taiwanese is the paste version of soy rather than just soy sauce. It's a thicker, condensed, reduced down version of it. This is very good.
I'm like actually learning a lot from
I
this.
know.
It's very, very good.
The sauce is really good.
The sauce is really good too.
Do you want me to pour the sauce on for you?
No, it's fine. Go. And other thing I wanted to mention about our 韭菜盒子, our round 韭菜盒子, is the flavor that comes out is not just the leek, but the white pepper, which is also very Taiwanese too. All right. Danbing time. Time for danbing, our eggy omelet crepe. Am I angling this
I
way?
think this one's unique because they put whole corn.
Say it on camera. Say it on camera.
Oh,
Tiffany thinks that
My
this
mouth
is
is
very
full.
so is
I
mine.
think this one's unique because they put whole corn in it.
There is whole
I've
corn
actually never had it.
Yeah.
in here. There's cabbage in here. I think there can be cheese if you asked for it. But this is also something very common at Mayor May in Taiwan, which Sophia ate every day. But there you can add what, ham, cheese,
Danbing.
bacon. What else can you add in your danbing in Taiwan?
Hey, oh,
Just usually do cheese and ham.
pork salt, chives.
Rosong too. No. It's
Your story.
It's now a very long video. And I think there might be things in my teeth.
Teeth check.
It happens. It happens. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Dessert, of course, is another thing that you may not think about. See, this is why Sam's a great producer. We'll see her in another episode. Why today starts here is so cool because the menu is all encompassing, not just the breakfast portion, but the dessert portion as well. And they have douhua, which is
Best thing ever.
the best thing ever. Not the greatest description, but the greatest description because it is literally the best thing ever. We didn't get that today, but we do have mochi, which of course also very, very Taiwanese because the Japanese brought it over to Taiwan during or before World War II when Taiwan was occupied by Japan. But Taiwanese people have their own version of mochi, and in Taiwanese, not Mandarin, we call it mochi. So this one's kind of cool. It's not round. All the creativity, box things, square things that are around here, and round things that are not so round. This is filled with red bean paste and apparently osmanthus.
Ooh.
Osmanthus is a focus camera, focus, please do. There we go. A type of flour. It's really gorgeous. I mean, usually mochi is just white on the outside, so it's really cool that there's some beauty involved in here.
What makes it different from Japanese mochi? Oh,
That's a big bite.
It's okay. I can wait.
Mm.
Take your time.
It's a really great question, Zara. What makes Taiwanese mochi different from Japanese mochi? Is this, by the way, why it's taking me so long to chew? It's very, very cute. Cute. Which is another super Taiwanese word that has no Han character or Japanese katakana, hiragana, kanji to write with. So Taiwanese people literally use the letter Q to when it comes out. You'll see it in subtitles in Taiwanese food shows in Taiwan. And it means elastic, chewy, and it is the preferred textural preference for Taiwanese people. It's kind of like Italian al dente, except not al dente, because it's chewy and elastic, and everyone is nodding their head. Yes, we love the Q, but that's also why it takes me so long to chew. What is so different about Taiwanese mochi versus Japanese mochi is that Taiwanese mochi is smaller. Japanese mochi is usually a little bit bigger and rounder, and Taiwanese mochi does not have to be filled. A lot of the times it is just solid dough, flavored in different ways, either sweet potato or taro, or rolled in peanuts and peanut powder, and that's a very like Hakka Taiwanese Chinese version of mochi. So lots of variations of mochi around the world. Of course, Japanese is probably the most famous of one, but Koreans have mochi. There's rice cakes in Southeast Asia as well, but Taiwanese one it's the way to go. Okay.
What's that sprinkled on top?
Oh, we went through that. The
Okay.
osmanthus flower. Let's see.
Are there any occasions that you eat mochi?
Are there any occasions to eat mochi? Traditionally, you would eat mochi on regular New Year Day because that's where it started in terms of Japanese culture. But Taiwanese people eat mochi anytime, all the time, every day.
Breakfast.
Niangao and mochi are in the similar family, but I wouldn't say that it's like exactly the same thing. They might be like husband and
Eat
wife.
it for New Year's, so I thought it was the same.
Yes. I mean that's the idea, right? Because it makes more sense if you say mochi is rice cake and niangao is rice cake, and then you eat both for New Year. Yeah. There you go. All right. So that's it for me, and all the friends. Yay! Just hands. It's so weird. For now, we're gonna continue eating, so that you don't have to watch me eat on camera. All right, but we'll put some information in the description below. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, please, because I only have 55 subscribers, and 5 of them are here. So, looking forward to another episode with all of you guys. We'll finish off our Taiwanese breakfast series, maybe with some porridge. I think that is the way to go. Yeah, and love shifan, qingzhou. That is the way to go. But have a wonderful rest of the day and a start to the week, everyone. Ciao, and
Bye.
today starts here, so start your today here.
Good one.
Yeah, there we go.
Are we eating porridge?
Do you want to eat porridge?
Oh, I thought you're
still
we're getting
recording.
JJ. Do they have porridge?
Pine and Crane catered my wedding.
Pine and Crane
What?
catered your
You should
wedding?
have put your chin.
I was gonna ask Miles.
It's
if
okay, it's still
Vivian
rolling.
was by. Vivian's one of the founders. She literally came to she did
Dude.
my wedding.
That's
I served
That's
barbecue
awesome.
and pine and Crane at my wedding.
Wait, that's so
That's
awesome.
that's the biggest Taiwanese. That's awesome.
So you
Holy.
have that on
Taiwanese
camera.
flex
That's
right
the biggest
there.
Taiwanese flex I've ever seen. Oh, it's so
More
good.
information below.